listening to Downworlder Dish, a Shadowhunter Chronicles podcast. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 50, where we will be discussing chapter 13 in City of Glass, Where There Is Sorrow. I'm Kristen.
I'm Robin.
And I'm Amanda.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hello. Ho, ho, ho.
How was your Christmas?
It was good.
It was... I'm trying to think of a pun, and I can't. Think of a Christmas pun.
Here's one. 3-day weekend was bitchin', yo.
Yes, girl. It was good. I mean, obviously the best part was Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome.
And I got to stay in my PJs all day. I didn't have to do nothing.
Me too. I'm so happy for myself and not Robin.
We had
I mean, it's still fun.
PJ day on Christmas Eve.
That's good.
The kids were in their matching flannel jammies all day, and then Omar and I changed in the evening, and the only thing I didn't get to do was read the night before Christmas.
Yeah, I forgot to do that too.
I had it out, and my kids I was like, can I read you a book? Nope. Okay.
I don't, my kid, I don't know.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she's too old. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, why would you read me a book? I can read it myself. I don't.
Is it a
I'll
book
just
on
watch it
witchcraft?
on YouTube.
Then I'm not interested.
Exactly. She'd be
Oh,
like,
that's great.
I'm sorry, it needs to be more complex than that. Thank you.
Macabre.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh,
Dude, she
shit.
is living her best goth life right now.
Awesome.
She got her room is like decked out. She's got everything.
Awesome.
Like she got black candles and I'll take a picture when she gets it all set up. It's not all set up
Yeah.
yet. She has to like put stuff together and things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah. And then she got money, and so she bought some stuff, and she bought a flower crown made of black roses.
Oh my gosh, she's awesome.
And she
dude.
will wear that.
Yeah,
She did. She wore it to her boyfriend's house.
that's so great. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah, speaking of bedrooms, I had to flip Lincoln's crib around so that the headboard's on the outside now because he started climbing out yesterday.
Oh, that's fun.
He was supposed to be taking a nap, and I was like, I hear him banging around in there, but I see the blanket, like he's still. And all of a sudden, I see something moving. I'm like, Andy, he's out of his crib. And then he did it twice as I was putting him to bed. So I was
put
like, all
his
right.
stuffed animal underneath the blanket.
Yeah.
Jailbreak.
Well, because he covers his head when he's sleeping. So I thought he was just under the blanket. I've been very afraid that he's going to suffocate. But anyway, so I had to flip. I Googled it, like, what's the best way? And of course, the first thing that pops up is a fucking net you can put over the crib. And I'm like, pass. So we flipped it around so the headboard's facing out. It's very hard to deal with it, but at least he's not climbing out.
Right.
So, anyway, I hadn't told you guys that. That was funny. Freaking just running around his room.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So, funny thing happened.
I feel like this must have been my mistake.
Oh my God. We're so dumb. Last week, we had a significant tangent.
It's like 10 minutes of your life you will never get back.
No, not
Everyone
ever.
was probably like, what the fuck are these bitches talking about?
So, we were talking about Hodge getting killed. And for whatever reason, the power of what's the word? Suggestion. The power of suggestion. The power of suggestion compels you. We talked about how Hodge got hit with an arrow.
Because the book said the dagger struck him like an arrow. It was a simile.
Yeah.
And we just ignored literature.
Yeah. we ignored the construct of the English language and just...
I haven't even gone back to read it. Are you sure that's right? Are you sure we fucked? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no,
of
yeah.
course we did.
Yeah, we're terrible. Yeah, it was a dagger that killed Hodge, and we really, really dug in
About how an arrow didn't
about
make any
the arrow.
sense.
Yeah. Kristen's over here talking about it loses
Right. The force diminishes the further away it goes.
Oh my god. Our bad.
So thank you to Dana, one of our listeners, who messaged us about that.
Very nicely.
Yeah, super embarrassing, but that's kind of how we roll,
Yeah.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna fall, at least have an audience to watch you.
Right.
Did it really happen?
At least make it entertaining. And we do.
Yeah, at least you guys are laughing with us, right? Not at us.
Yeah, right? Remember? That's
You
what I
love
thought.
us. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Our bad. I can't believe that.
I can. It's fine.
I can too. I'm like, of course we did, because we're fucking idiots.
It's just all three of us read that shit, and we all went on this freaking tangent, and none of us were like, wait a minute. No.
We were into it.
That's
It's
my
like
bad.
sometimes I get caught up, like when Jason asked me a Harry Potter question, and then I like start to answer, and I'm like, wait, is that movie or book? Because it all runs together sometimes.
Yep.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And my brain just makes up stuff sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And this time it did.
Totes my goat.
But you know what? We are adults, and we can admit when we were wrong.
Well, and we appreciate you guys calling us on our shit. We need that.
It's also great content. So anytime we fuck up, please, because we like issuing apologies because it gives us something to say.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my gosh. All right, what do you say we cut the chit chat and kick things off with Robin's recap?
Previously on Downworlder Dish.
Simon and Samuel are stuck in the dungeon awaiting their impending trial by fire. Not too long later, the Shadowhunter cavalry arrives, Jace literally ripping the bars off the windows to sneak Simon out.
Ooh la la.
Simon's able to get Jace to also break out a protesting Samuel, who, shy as surprise, isn't actually Samuel, it's the motherfucking HODGE. The vile traitor Hodge. Simon et al., of course, feel betrayed, and they start to interrogate Hodge, who has no spine and easily tells our band of misfits all about Viting's big plans and the location of the mortal mirror, Lake Lynn. Debbie Downer Sebastian interrupts and decides to just kill Hodge, and everyone is like, dude, what the fuck? He's a complete asshole, but like, he didn't deserve to die like that. Jace attacks Sebastian and is thrown like a rag doll across the lawn. Clary tries to take a swing but is quickly dispatched and gets a nice little gift, a concussion. Simon saves the day by vamping out and jumping on his back, biting him. Sebastian uses his flu powder and disappears into the night. The battered kiddos make an uneventful trip to the Accords Hall. Alec and Jace have a tearful reunion with their family, who are crowded around Mac's lifeless body. Max's. I said that weird.
Still
Right?
sad.
Yeah,
It is sad.
it's a terrible.
Thanks for the reminder, Robin.
Sorry.
Nice recap. We should have skipped it. Just kidding. Just
Right?
kidding.
So, like, so many chapters and parts and segments in this book. Somebody wakes up. It's killing me. It's like every chapter.
It's a good way to start things.
No, it's actually literally the worst way to start things.
It's like when I'm trying to write my part and I'm like, and Clary was like, and then Sebastian was like, and then Simon was like,
Sometimes I have to change it to, and he was all, and he goes, because I say that so much.
Same.
Okay, to be fair, the last time we saw her, she was running outside. So, like, when did she go lay down? Tell us more. Like, why is she just now waking up? That's a good point.
So Clary wakes up in Amatis's spare room, reeling from her dreams about angels. She keeps turning over the image of the rune Ethereal showed her. Clary didn't recognize the rune, but her instincts told her that it was unfinished somehow. I wish I had those instincts.
I was going to say, I wonder how that feels.
Right?
I mean, I know how it feels to have unfinished business.
"Are you going to come back as a ghost?"
I definitely
Because
would.
you're like, did I turn off the hair straightener? And
Yes.
you come back as a ghost.
Yes. That is my life for sure. Or is that person mad at me for what I said? And then I have to go find out.
And then haunt them so you can tell them. But instead of like being a mean ghost, you're like, I'm not mad at you.
Shit.
You're amazing and beautiful butterfly. All right.
That's ridiculous.
I just really quickly, I'm so sorry.
No.
Robin and I were out eating while we were working out in the field, if you will, last week. And I talked about someone. And then I was having severe anxiety later. And I told Andy, like, I couldn't stop thinking about it because I worried that the reason those ladies were staring at us is because they knew the person that I was talking about. And I didn't even say anything really, like, bad. But I still was uncomfortable that that person might find out that I was talking about them.
Uh-huh.
Anyway. Still worried about
But
it,
I wouldn't
obviously.
have you ever considered therapy?
Oh, I've been there.
Okay.
I know how good it is.
We're
I
all
just don't have
friends.
time.
I feel like that is an extreme anxiety disorder
Yeah.
because samesies.
Yeah. So yeah.
I know exactly what that feels like. I almost didn't go back to my therapist because of the fucking mask debacle.
That's right.
We still haven't talked about it.
It's weird. Do you wear one now?
Uh-huh. From that point forward,
It's uncomfortable to talk that whole time like that.
I don't care.
Okay.
My tears just like pool up my cheeks.
You can use your mask to wipe your tears. Oh, shitters. Anyway, that, if I was a ghost, I would apologize to that person, even though they don't know, probably.
I'm really glad that I was here today, because I probably wouldn't. I would have sat on emailing Audrey and his teacher back about missing the conference. Like, I would have been really, but I just I had to do it because we had to get started. Like, I didn't have a scapegoat or an option or a moment. So,
Yep.
thanks.
Great.
Fuck. What were we talking about before we started talking about anxiety? Oh, yeah.
If we ever have another podcast, I know what our first topic will be for a month.
Our mutual anxiety.
Yeah.
This is why we get along so well, because we all fucking...
It's like the end of Napoleon Dynamite. Yes, I have anxiety.
But not as much as you see.
I go to therapy.
Always and forever. Oh, shit.
Oh, bro. Okay. So since the Shadowhunters burned their dead and turned them into building supplies, remember Uncle Percival, the sky has been stained with smoke for 3 days since the attack. So it's 3 days later. We fast forwarded it. We couldn't fast forward it while, starting with Clary looking out the window and seeing the smoke. No. She had to arise from the bed.
She had to sleep because she couldn't stand the smell anymore.
Right.
I can't even imagine.
It would probably be pretty rank.
Yep.
Gross.
Well, that, like, obviously, I don't think it would be as intense as wildfires, but, like, my neighbor burns. Not people.
You hope.
That you know of.
Fingers crossed. They do it so often so that every now and then they can throw a body part in.
But it's just the smoke and the dinge and the smell, and I just could only imagine.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming it takes a lot of fuel to burn a body. Like,
And how many are there? Yeah.
well, okay, TMI. Can't remember, not the Mortal Instruments, too much information. I was watching or reading something on Facebook, whatever, about like cremation, because I am morbid. But like how hot it has to be to like burn like bone and teeth and stuff. And I'm assuming the City of Bones doesn't have like bits in it still. Like I'm assuming it's pretty like refined.
Well, after you cremate, they grind up what's left of like the bones and stuff.
Yeah, but regardless, I'm assuming that pyre needs to be pretty freaking hot.
Yeah.
Which would make a lot of wood, which would make a lot of smoke.
So
I agree.
Unless you think is it like a mass burning? Like they don't do that.
That's what I imagined it was.
I would think they'd have a funeral for each person.
Okay.
I think it's yeah. I think that's why it takes 3 days. Because they have. I mean, if there were
like Uncle Percival's at 3 p.m.
If there were, if there was somebody that like didn't have a family, then they might get burned with like other people who didn't have a family. But like if there's family there to attend a funeral, then I think that they have their own.
That makes sense. Okay, so the demons, they just burn up and go away, right?
They
when
vanish.
They die. Yeah, so they didn't have to. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
they vanish
this is
back
sad.
to their dimension or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Or they die. Who knows?
I'm thinking of the blue-haired boy, and I feel like they said he didn't actually die. That's what Jace told
No,
Clary.
he went back to his own dimension. Yeah. So
That was so long ago.
right.
Crazy.
Well, imagine, like, what do you think they use to clean up Ichor? Like, does bleach do it? Like,
I don't know. Well, because
Clorox
it's corrosive, right? So I wonder if you mix it with certain chemicals, like if
it's caustic?
right, like if you try to clean up cat pee with fucking bleach or something,
ammonia or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
I don't know. This is a very morbid conversation.
Yeah, let's get away. Keep going, Kristen.
Sorry.
Jeez Louise. These are all thoughts we've had, though. So maybe you guys have had them too. Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
No, that's not. Never mind. Okay, so so the human body is what, 65% water
I
or
thought
whatever.
it was more than that, but
I thought it
okay.
was 70, but yeah.
And that's part of the reason why burning a human body is difficult, right?
Okay.
And you need a lot of fuel in order to keep the fire going in order to burn a human body. But, and this is really morbid, I'm sorry. So if they die in battle and they basically bleed out, are they easier to burn because they don't have as much blood in their body?
My thing I'm thinking is if it's been 3 days, they have to start like
Bloating, yeah.
bloating and stuff.
Yeah, well, because even people who are cremated, if there's a showing, they usually get embalmed.
Yeah.
So unless it's like they die, they go straight to be cremated, most of the time, if you're going to have a funeral with people like saying goodbye and stuff, they still like embalm them and take out all their blood and replace it with formaldehyde.
Listen, if there is a mortician listening.
Yeah.
Okay, so I watched this chick on YouTube called Caitlin the Mortician, and she is the best.
I don't know if I like that.
It's fascinating. She talks about like all kinds of like death stuff,
okay.
To me, okay, here's the thing.
but in a fun way.
It
Yeah,
takes
of
a
course.
very strong person to do that job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would be afraid of of having a reaction to using those chemicals all the time.
Well, they have to
Yes.
like with formaldehyde, they have to like full like hazmat suit up,
That makes sense.
like mask, shield, full body suit, gloves, booties, hairnet, hood, like the
Wow.
whole thing. Cause yeah, it's like not a good thing.
Yeah.
So did you know that they used to use formaldehyde in the glues in mattresses?
They used to use formaldehyde everywhere
and
before.
cigarettes and shit, right? Like,
It's the
but
same.
they have to be gloved up and stuff. That's
Yeah.
just crazy.
It's the same as like asbestos.
Yeah.
Asbestos was in everything before they
My
realized.
dad
oh,
has
fuck,
asbestos siding in his house.
this will
Right
fuck
now.
you up.
crazy.
Lead paint.
Yep.
It's crazy the things that we found out killed us. And
Yeah.
then I'm sure there's so many more that will come out and they'll be like,
My thing with this, regardless, maybe this or whatever is causing people to die or what. We are living way longer lives.
Yeah.
oh,
Than
yeah.
we did not even 100 years ago.
Mhm.
Oh,
so, I mean,
Well, I mean, there's also on the flip side, just to play devil's advocate, is, you know, we have such high like technological advances and science and all this stuff, so we can find out like down to the atom what is causing like certain things and like causing people to die and all that. But at the same time, it's like people are living way too long.
Yeah.
Like way too long.
well, our planet can't support it. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, at what point, like, at what point does prolonging life become counterproductive?
So
You know what I mean?
sad. Yeah.
Well, and I don't want to live until I'm 120.
I do.
I
I want to be a badass bitch.
dude, those last 20 years,
okay,
those
here's
aren't
the
going to
thing.
be good years.
If I could live like my great grandma, like she declined fast when she went, but she like lived a very long, happy. She died at like 86.
Mm-hmm.
She was happy. She volunteered at the senior center, like, and walked down there up until she was like 85.
Wow.
She had Parkinson's, so it just finally like,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, shit finally caught up with her or whatever. But she was happy till the last minute. My other grandma was suffering and in pain for like 5 years. Like, I'm not into that, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it just, again, the walking and the exercise and the, you know. But
Fuck, you mean we should
I
all
know.
really eat well and exercise and drink water?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, we put the wheels back on the train. So, Clary's fretful dreams are nothing compared to the waking world. She's getting a front row seat to the harsh reality of the Shadowhunter experience. A century-old ongoing war with interdimensional demons isn't all fun and games. There are consequences, and sometimes innocent people die. While Clary's getting ready for the day, we're offered We're offered about a page and a half of inner musings to fill us in on what we've missed in the last 72 hours. The Lightwoods are understandably overcome with grief. Suspicion has been cast upon the Penhallows because of the actions of their cousin, Sebastian Verlac. Jace has
Quieted.
Oh, I think I meant is. Okay. Jace is quiet and withdrawn. Has been. Fuck. It's been like a week since I wrote this.
Yep.
Jace has been quiet and withdrawn since Max's death, and Clary doesn't know what to do about it, which, I mean, fair. I don't know what to do about it
There's
either.
nothing you can do.
Right. Nothing's going to make it better, and everything's going to feel wrong.
Yep.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Luke and Amethyst have been in Clave meetings nonstop trying to find a way to vanquish Valentine. And now we're all caught up. So downstairs, Clary finds Simon bathing in a strip of sunlight like a cat. It's funny you mention cats because the wolves in charge of bringing Simon blood thought it was a good idea to offer him a live cat for dinner. You know, super fresh and all that. Not to worry, Maya took over the job and the blood has been being delivered in discreet bottles ever since. Okay, I love that Simon was a vegetarian before he became a vampire because it really adds to the whole like learning how to vampire dynamic. And
Yep.
he's super uncomfortable with it.
Raphael's pretty pissed about it too, that he's not into it.
Well, I mean, it's an adjustment. Raphael needs to chill.
Right.
I wonder, okay, this is a stupid question, but I think it'd be funny. I wonder if, like, the vampire clans have, like, they've made up, like, a pamphlet for, like, what to do when you become a new, like how to, like, intro the new fledgling. Like,
Yeah.
Like the one Luke was trying to give him.
yeah, but, like,
Yes.
but actually, like, part of their, like, if they had, like, a curriculum and they're like, okay, so listen.
Okay, but I want the
PowerPoint?
drawings to be in there, like, gosh, I can't even describe it. Like black and white, sketched, like spooky, old-timey
Okay.
drawings.
It just makes me wonder, like, it seems like every Downworlder probably just gives up their family and their life and their ties. It's just, that obviously would have to be the worst part.
Right.
Except Raphael. He didn't.
That's
What do
fair.
you mean?
Well, he still goes and sees his family every Sunday.
That's what, like, Simon was saying. Like, you put a cross on every Sunday and go and see your family. I think it's like,
Interesting. I don't know how
I
to
could
do that.
I could be mixing. So, bear
Joe
with me here.
mixing?
But isn't it like he goes and see his grandma?
I think it's his aunt or something like that.
But they're old, obviously.
they're-
so
yeah.
they don't even really remember who he is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, they think he's someone
I think
else.
they think he's a ghost. I think that's what they think.
Maybe he goes as a projection or something.
Maybe.
And maybe that's, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not mad at you, Grandma.
So, Clary asked Simon about the time he spent getting to know Samuel/Hodge and how he could possibly not know that Samuel was an evil, evil traitor. Oh, I don't know,
Yeah,
Clary. How did you not know you were making out with an evil, evil person?
Well, and like Simon spent tons of time with Hodge. He's supposed to just know who he is.
Right.
Huh?
Stupid,
Right.
dumb girl. I was going to call her a stupid bitch, but I felt like that was way too far.
During their discussion, Simon says, quote,
Simon said,
when I wrote it, I was like, I should probably change the wording there.
Nope.
But I thought it was funny.
I legit quoted Gilderoy Lockhart yesterday, and it just came out of my mouth, and I didn't know why. But I was talking to somebody that was talking about running their Facebook page. And I was like, yeah, social media is a fickle friend. What? Fame's a fickle friend, Harry. Like, why? I don't know. Like, what has been wrong with my life that I'm quoting Gilderoy Lockhart?
And the person just agreed with you? Like, yeah.
Because I don't think they were actually listening to me. That's fair.
You're like,
I
yeah,
know
bro.
who you're talking about. They weren't.
No, it's fine. Anyway.
Okay, so during their discussion, Simon says, people aren't born good or bad. Maybe they're born with tendencies either way, but it's the way you live your life that matters, and the people you know. Valentine was Hodge's friend, and I don't think Hodge really had anyone else in his life to challenge him or make him be a better person. If I'd had that life, I don't know how I would have turned out, but I didn't. I have my family, and I have you. Oh my God, Becky. Look at Simon's maturity.
It is
Can you
so
see
big.
it, Amanda?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think this statement could be a summary of who Simon is and his core values. Like
A core memory.
Well, and he also obviously got to know Samuel, not Hodge.
right.
And maybe doesn't know him in the terrible way that...
Right. He got to know a different part of this person.
Exactly.
Well, who's to say that if Clary would have been there, because I think Shadowhunters are very set. Obviously, the law is hard. You're in here because you broke the law, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, because Simon was in there basically because he was a Downworlder. And I guess technically, but he didn't even break the law. Jace is the one that broke the law because Jace is the one that brought him there. He was taken against his will.
Right.
So he
Being
didn't even really
tortured.
technically break the law. So for him, it's just like, okay, well, whatever. But he was able to open his eyes, listen, whatever. But I think another Shadowhunter would just be like, you fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
That's why you're there. You don't deserve my sympathy, my
Yeah,
my
Simon's
time.
Monday is really showing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then, like, if we look past, if we look at the past 2.5 books up to this point, we see that the root of Simon's opinions about the Shadow World and his core values, have this core value of nothing is all good or all bad. Like, he's always kind of approached everything with, like, there's gray everywhere. And I think a lot of that has to do with just where his, like, mind, the stories he's read and seen and, you know, playing D&D and all of that. And, like, I really, I'm not saying that, like, D&D prepares you for life, but there is a certain amount of, like, life, I don't want to say life skills, but you know what I mean. Like,
He opened his mind a little bit more because he absorbed in a different kind of world.
yeah,
Was
and
absorbed.
and it's like, and when you're playing, like, a game like D&D and you're dealing with different characters and stuff, like, there's people that are gonna backstab people, and, you know, people that are lying about certain things. So it's like you're playing a game, but you're dealing with real like emotions and like things and stuff. So, like, he's spent years of his life learning to look at things from different points of view, and kind of, like, you have to kind of guess, you know, can I trust this person, you know, this troll that I met in the bog? I don't know. Can you? What are some keys that you could kind of pull from, like, the surroundings? Like, do you know if you can trust him or not? I'm just saying.
Yeah. I feel like I'd be more open to my kid telling me they're a vampire after reading these books.
Right?
Right. I could deal with it. Like, you could be, you know, the good vampy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just because the clave has rules doesn't make them right, and just because some Downworlders do bad things doesn't mean that they all do bad things. And even after Samuel was revealed to be Hodge, Simon still held on to a little bit of that humanity that he'd seen when they were in prison together. So it's like, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Well, and it's even the thing with Hodge seems very, like, okay, he's, like, when he was telling Simon, like, if someone tells you something bad about themselves, you should believe them. But I think he believes that he is a bad person, and he was always going to be a bad person. And there was nothing he could have said or done or whatever to change that. And I think that's, like, the indoctrination from the clave. But Simon's able to take that perspective of not having that out of it and just be like, you know, he thought he was a bad, like, Jace thinks he's cursed or a bad person, but that doesn't mean he is.
Right.
And yeah, Hodge has done a lot of really bad things.
Definitely has.
And, you know. Okay. Where am I? Oh. As optimistic as it sounds, the whole no one is born evil thing directly contradicts the visions of her mother that Ethereal gave Clary. She watched her own mother call baby Jace a monster and evil, so it's a bit of a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Ouch. A knock at the door temporarily stops Clary's internal doom spiral. I'm going to say it again. A knock at the door temporarily stops Clary's internal doom spiral. It's Aline. I really need to check my superiority complex, Penhallow. She's out to clear her family's name, and this bitch brought receipts. The Lightwoods moved out and aren't currently talking to the Penhallows, so Aline needs Clary to deliver a message. The Sebastian they know, the one who killed Max, wasn't the real Sebastian. If you're listening and not watching, because you can't be watching because we're not recording this on video tape. I just did the Home Alone face. Sebastian's aunt in Paris sent over pictures of him, and sure enough, the boy in the pictures is not the boy who showed up in Alicante claiming to be Sebastian Verlac. So,
shit is sus.
Yeah.
Well, some explanation needs to be done now.
Right? We need some splaining.
Yeah.
Clary and Simon are both like, oh shit, dog. Come with us to tell the Lightwoods. They'll totally forgive you now. But Aline doesn't want to face them, especially Isabel. She's not feeling so great after she ran away from Izzy in the middle of the attack. But, like, I get that she's feeling, like, sad. And I understand that, like, Shadowhunters are supposed to be strong and fearless, blah, 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 blah. But, like, that was really dramatic.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that she, like, freaked out.
Well, I agree. But my thing with this section, is, yeah, they'll totally forgive you now. She didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
There's nothing to forgive. That
Right.
pisses me off. And it makes me sad that she has to worry that they're going to be mad at her.
Mm-hmm.
Because this sneaky little bastard, like,
Right.
figured out a way into their lives. It's not her fault.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But before...
Got you, girl.
But before Clary and her pet vamp can skip off to the Accords Hall and drop this sick knowledge bomb on the clave, Aline has one more thing to say. Aline needs to clarify one thing. She kissed Jace. And it was just an experiment to see if she even liked dudes in the first place. But she felt the need to tell Clary, since Clary had obviously been worried about Jace getting into trouble for fooling around with the daughter of one of the Lightwoods' friends, because he's a pretty... because he's a pretty big man whore and all that. Because that's the reason? What? What?
No, I'm just laughing at the whole exchange.
Exactly. It's funny that she feels like she needs to explain herself at all to his sister.
Uh-huh.
Sister.
Sister.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Clary is too focused on the she kissed him thing to worry about Jace dating half the female Shadowhunter population.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right. Well, the Accords Hall had been transformed into more of like a city hall. People were looking for missing family members, and Clary and Simon moved through the room. They eavesdropped on other people's conversations.
Of course.
I would too, of course. Many of them, and it's even better because Simon can really hear shit. So like when they go out to lunch, she can be like, what are they saying? Is he breaking up with her? Like I read this thing once that said this person took their, I think it said girlfriend, to a restaurant, and he was breaking up with her, and she started crying, so people started clapping because they thought he proposed.
Awkward.
Who takes somebody out to eat to break up?
That's weird.
Someone who thinks that the person they're breaking up with is going to cause a scene?
Yeah, that's fair.
You would just text a hoe, like if you were that worried about it. Like,
send her an email. Slide into her DMs.
Oh
yeah, is that what they say now?
it's not me, it's you.
Right?
It's definitely you.
I do. Okay. Look, I know eavesdropping is wrong.
Okay, if you say so.
However, I love knowing sign language because that means that even if someone's across the room, I can know what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah.
And it's the best. I get so excited when I see like a deaf person having a conversation. I'm like, ooh, what's happening?
That's
Love it.
exciting.
The play-by-play.
Yeah. I mean, listen, let's be fair here. If you didn't want your conversation to be heard for me to eavesdrop, you wouldn't be saying it in a public place.
Right?
Okay, we got that. Sorry.
Did we not just like dissect Amanda's insecurity
I shouldn't have
about
done it.
talking.
I know. I shouldn't have done it. That's why I'm so, like, I learned my lesson. I'm never going to do that again. Or I'm going to check the room better. Because I talked about someone and said their first and last name
Oh, you never
to
do
Robin. And that's what gave me anxiety. I didn't just say their first name.
Yeah, you could have just showed me.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And I really like the person. Like, anyway, it was just, I felt bad. So, yes, my bad. I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, okay. Many of them seem, the people that they're eavesdropping on, okay, that I guess they're forming their own opinions here. I was going to say maybe Simon was able to tell her, like I just suggested, but I think that they just did this themselves. Anyway, many of them seem to have different ideas of how the wards were working now that they're back up. So some had, demons had been spotted around the hills and all of the country houses had been abandoned. So I guess they're still kind of around. I don't know. It reminds me of like Aliens in a movie where they're like hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that movie with Mel
Signs?
Gibson? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just kind of hiding.
They come out of the corn.
Terrifying.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That was a good movie.
No, it was not.
It's literally one of the scariest movies to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
I remember you saying something about like it was the most horrifying movie you've ever seen.
Uh-huh.
Is it too realistic? Is that why?
There are 100% aliens. Like,
I
it's not.
agree.
There are.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I remember waking up. So when I stayed at my mom's, I had a trundle bed and it was in the living room because I didn't have an actual room
Okay.
or whatever. And they had bay windows. So I remember waking up back like in the corner and the TV was in front of me. Like I just was literally like a nest back there. And I woke up and it was like 5 a.m. and I could see like these cloud shapes out the window or whatever. And the X-Files was playing on the TV.
No.
So it was just like I woke up in this daze and it was like the theme song and I saw this cloud that looked like a UFO. It was like...
Ruined you for life.
Yep.
Awesome.
On top of it. And then Signs comes out. Guys, stop.
Robin can't handle.
An alien would not want me. There's nothing they could want from me.
Maybe your mothering skills.
Maybe.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, many of the families had left the city and some completely left the clave, like, altogether. So Simon points out the Inquisitor who's being guarded by the consul, and Clary spots Luke and Amatus. So I guess they left early? I don't know. Oh, there they are. Anyway. I guess this is a meeting, so they weren't supposed to be there. That's right. Anyway, I'll get to that. Luke sees Clary and is clearly annoyed. He's just like, why are you here? You know children are not allowed to be here. See, I got there. Anyway, he moves on to Simon and is like, and your being here could ruin any chance we have for Downworlders to create an alliance. Come on. Anyway.
Okay, but I love that they broke Simon out of jail and like no one can say anything because they weren't supposed to have him in the cells in the first place.
Well, and he could have died. Like, how fucked up is that? Okay, cool. You were just going to leave him there to die?
Yeah.
Really?
So they're like, we're just not going to talk about it and pretend like everything's fine.
Because you're right. Because you would think that the Inquisitor and the consul would see him there. And they knew he was in the... Did the consul?
Yeah, but the
Count.
I don't think the consul, like, on the record knew, but I think he knew.
On the DL.
Of what?
That
About
Simon
Simon.
was in the guard. No, they did. No,
did.
because
No,
they
he
had a
did,
conversation
right. He did.
about
Jace
it.
heard
That's
them
right.
talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're all like, the fucking Inquisitors like trying not to like look at Simon.
Yeah, he's just not gonna
He's
make
like
eye
avoiding eye contact with Simon, and Simon's like, bitch, I'm here. What?
Here I am. What now? He's like dancing. He's moonwalking in. Can't touch this. Wait.
Literally.
Oh, shoots. Okay, so Clary tells Luke about Sebastian, and for some reason, Luke's question is if the real Sebastian looked anything like the faux Sebastian. And maybe it's just me, but it seems like something you would wonder like a year down the road when you're shower thinking. Like, I wonder if they actually looked alike and it was like an easy substitution. Why is that your first question? So anyway, Clary tells him no. The real Slim Shady was shorter, and this Slim Shady... he must be blonde because his hair was definitely just for men dye. Clearly internally remembers the dye coming off on her fingers when she touched his hair. Maybe it's some sort of like Halloween spray paint for your hair.
I mean, for people who have dyed their hair so many times, like unless it's like a semi-permanent, it's not going to come off on your hands.
Yeah, even if, like maybe if it's wet.
It's like shoe polish. Like,
Yes.
what are you doing? But then you think he would smell bad, like
shoe polish. Yeah.
like chemicals. I don't know.
It
It also seems weird. Okay, I wouldn't like. My daughter has colored tips, and I won't let her bleach up to her scalp because I'm like, you can't get your hair back. Like, you're not gonna get your natural hair back unless you grow it out. It's just not gonna happen. You can dye close, you can do whatever, but unless it's like a washout, because we bleach and do permanent. So, but like for a dude, like just shave your head. Like if you keep your hair short, it seems like this guy keeps his hair short, right?
Yeah.
So like, why not just actually like?
For some reason, I'm imagining it like the 90s middle part bowl cut. I don't know why.
Oh, like the
JTT.
Brad.
Yeah, the Brad. Yep, exactly. Even better.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Clary explains that Aline hoped that if the Lightwoods found out that faux Simon wasn't actually related, they might not be as upset. I don't know. I don't think that's going to fix anything because they're upset for a different reason. Someone died. So Clary also points out that they told Luke first because people listened to him. And Luke tells him that the dude he was just talking to was Patrick Penhallow. So Valentine was good friends with old Patty back in the day and wonders if he kept tabs on their family over the years. Okay, so this has to be the way faux Simon knew all that shit about the real Slim Shady Sebastian.
Faux Sebastian? He's a faux Simon.
God damn it! Yes! I'm sorry to confuse you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard because it's like the Lightwoods, obviously, like we know that they shouldn't be mad at the Penhallows. Like they didn't do anything wrong. But at the same time, the Lightwoods are grieving the death of their child. You know, they want to blame somebody. I mean, that's natural in the grieving process. You want to lash out and blame somebody for it. But yeah.
Any results?
Yeah, I got results. But I'm just wondering, like, it's weird to, I guess Shadowhunters, like, they have a year abroad, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they do not switch their kids, but, like, you would send your kids to go to a different institute or whatever. It's just weird that you would
swap.
Instead of wife swap?
Yeah.
Trading spouses, right? Isn't that something, too? Anyway, it's weird to think that they, like, took this kid into their home or whatever, and, like, nobody looked like a picture. Like, that's weird to me. But I guess if you're used to
Downworlder, Shadowhunters are not high tech, remember?
Uh-huh.
So, like, if he's been in Paris forever and they just haven't been to see him since he was a little kid, like, you don't know what someone's gonna grow up to look like, really.
Yeah, and they were expecting him.
Exactly. And it's not like I don't think it would be like if I was gonna take in a relative of mine or my husband's or whatever, I would like really plan it to a T. I want to talk to him, make sure everything's cool, blah blah blah. But they're used to, like I said, the travel year and all this other stuff. I'm sure they wouldn't.
Yeah, it's just someone wrote them a letter and said, "Hey,
yeah,
he's gonna come."
Well, and all Shadowhunters were called, so it makes sense too. Yeah, it's interesting. So anyway, the Lightwoods are not going to join the council today, not to be confused with the consul. Since they had Max's funeral that morning. And Luke could see the disappointment in Clary's eyes and reassured her that it was just a family ceremony. She internally feels worse because she is Jace's family, so she feels bad that she wasn't invited. This is not a party, girl.
It's not about you, Clary.
Yeah.
Like, I understand wanting to be there for somebody, but, like, obviously you can't do anything to make this better. Yeah. And it's just... Stop.
And you always fuck things up anyway. Okay,
I
just stay away from it.
Okay. I would think that a Shadowhunter funeral is probably tradition, right? And like she doesn't know what she's doing or anything anyway.
Exactly.
Like, it would just be So
then Jace has to hold your hand and explain everything to you when he's supposed to be grieving his brother.
Yeah.
No thanks.
It was good that she wasn't there.
Yeah, I'm sure he thought of that too. Although they're still kind of fighting, aren't they?
I don't think so. I think that...
Oh, no, because they made out.
Right. And then they fought after they made out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I thought you were trying to say makeup, and I was confused, but you weren't.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, like... Okay, obviously, but it's like...
I don't think it's Jace's call.
Okay.
I think it's what Robert and Maris want.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. I'm sure it was just them, like the 5 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would want it to be a spectacle or like you know.
Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah. Okay, so she remembers Jace telling her that she's basically the worst and is ruining his life, and he doesn't need her shit show right now. So yeah, that's part of it, I'm sure.
Just a little bit of self-awareness coming through.
She suggests that Luke could tell the Lightwoods tonight since it will hopefully be taken as good news. Luke is like, yeah, it would be better if we knew where the human garbage is. So, or even if we knew who some of V-Tang's spies are. And obviously there's a few because the wards had to have been taken down from inside the city. So Simon goes on to tell Luke that Hodge knew he knew because he is dead, that Valentine knows how to do it. And Simon's all, okay, try to follow me here. Demon blood is needed to take out the wards, but there is no way to get demon blood past the wards. But Hodge says Valentine figured out a way to do it. Luke tells them that a rune was painted on one of the towers in demon blood. So, yeah.
Makes sense.
I followed that, and it sounds like Hodge was right. Simon's still a teenage boy, relates it to a video game.
As
Luke,
you do.
Yeah. Luke is like, well, the words are back up, but Valentine could come back anytime with more demons and shit. We don't have the manpower to fight all of them off. Clary asks about the Downworlders, but Luke reminds her that Malachi and Aldertree are still little bitches and refuse to accept his help. So the Clave voted to keep Luke as an advisor, and that's the only reason he's still there.
Fucking stupid.
Oh my God.
I know. This is why I'm pausing. I knew we needed reaction time.
Like, could you imagine being that bullheaded and just
No.
stupid?
No.
It's stupidity. It's arrogance and stupidity. The worst combination.
Well, I mean, I think at some point Luke mentions it. I don't know if it's in this book or not, though, but he says something about, like, basically it's like when the Accords were signed or whatever, when they attacked Valentine.
The uprising.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously they were okay with being with Downworlders then, so what is this different? We're fighting Valentine again. Like, let's do it. We got you, bro.
Right.
So, then we were in the movie Clue, and Amethyst randomly screams and points at a body. Okay, at least this time it was a living body. It's Valentine's body. He was clean shaven, unarmed, and wearing a suit. I don't know why that ups the creep factor more.
It does.
Yeah. So he stood there just eyeing Luke. And Aldertree tried to use his Gramp strength and went on the attack.
Fucking hell.
This was so funny. But it was a no-go for our little grandpa because Valentine was actually just a projection. I can just imagine how embarrassing that is because he literally fell through Valentine and fell down.
And he's... Never mind.
Yeah, and the consul had to pick him up, basically. So Valentine uses his swagger and walks into the room. Like, I just imagine his just sway, you know? And he just walks in like nothing happened. He didn't even see Aldertree, basically. And it was like when Casper, it was like... Oh, got it. I see what I'm saying. It was like when Casper and What's-Her-Face were dancing. Okay, yeah. Yep. It was like when Casper and Kat were dancing at the end of the movie and everyone parted away from the center so they could like have their moment. Yeah, that's what happened as Valentine walked in. Clary had to keep reminding herself that he was just a projection because she wanted to pee her pants. She grabbed Simon's hand instead, and just as Valentine looked at her, but his main focus was on his BFF, his para-bro tie, his wife lover. Luke.
Oh!
Pew pew! Shots fired.
Burn!
As always, V-Tang has a flair for the dramatic, so he one-words him. Lucian.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Luke doesn't take the bait and just stares back at him. Clary thinks about how this is the first time the ex-Parabo ties have been in the same room since Renwick's. Back then, Luke was battle-worn, but now they were on an even playing field, and Clary could really calculate the differences between them. I don't know why she always has to do that. Be in the moment, girl. Anyway, V-Tang starts running his mouth, talking shit to Luke about how he heard that the Clave added him onto the council, and it makes sense, because they are all corrupted and infiltrated by half-breed degenerates. His words, not mine.
Gross.
Yep.
Unsatisfied with only attacking one person, He turns his oh my god. His glazed donuts. I'm hungry. Okay. Unsatisfied with only attacking one person, he turns his gaze to Clary and goes to work, full naming and then shaming her for hanging out with Simon, telling her that when this is all over, they need to discuss her choice of pets.
Only I can
Kinda
call
funny.
Simon a pet vamp.
I know it's bad, but I think it's funny.
It's just weird. It seems like such like a third grade diss.
It
Like
does.
when we go to the store, we walk past the dog food aisle and ask like, Audrey, do you need to grab something for lunch? Like,
Still to this day, my daughter is 16, and every time there's a sign that says no animals allowed, I joke that we have to leave her in the car. Why?
it's such like, I guess he's making a dad joke. Maybe this is his first dad joke.
I think it might be.
That's great.
Oh my god, you guys. Okay, anyway.
Milestone, let's put it in his baby book.
Let's put it on our board.
Beating's first dad joke. So, Simon instantly starts growling, which I think is more like
Super sexy?
a guttural, like, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah, like growl, not like a, I don't know.
Like
Yeah.
Why?
I like it.
He's not a person/wolf. He's a vampire.
It's delicious.
I think it's a different sound. That's what I mean.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
It's the sound a vampire would make.
Uh-huh.
And it's hot. Because we all know vampires are hot.
It's part of their way to lure humans in so they can bleed them.
Got it.
Right.
We discussed this. Yeah. Anyway, Clary squeezes his hand, like trying to like signal him to snap back to reality and telling him to put the brakes on.
Back to life. Back to reality.
Thank you.
We're just your backup singers.
I really like it. Having touted his inner Regina George, Viting gets up on the dais and addresses the crowd, calling out some rando Shadowhunters and Amatis, who is pissed. Malachi is holding Quizzy 2 times back, which is weird. Like, what are you going to do? Punch the hologram?
You've already tried, bro.
Yeah.
Unsuccessfully.
In my head, Quizzy 2 times is like Scrappy Doo. And he's like, let me at him.
Yes.
Let me at him.
100%.
Anyway, Viting calls him out, telling him that he was indirectly responsible for the death of Hodge. Dude, the Chisme train travels fast.
Seriously.
Must know. Luke's like, aha, so you admit it then. You took down the wards and brought all your demon buddies up in here. And Viting's
Up in here?
up in here. Viting's all, I'm not your buddy, pal. Obviously, I admit it, and I do it again. I don't necessarily enjoy killing Shadowhunters or a dying race anyway. However, the Clave pushed my hands. It's totes their fault. You motherfuckers don't want to listen to me then. Okay, you motherfuckers don't want to listen to me then, but you will now. I'm here to lay down my terms. I see some of my ex-posse here. Sup, Circle Bros? What? You know what this is about. I predicted all of this 15 years ago. I told you that unless we stopped the Accords, our city would be, and I quote, overrun by slobbering, salvering crowds of half-bleeds. The degenerate races trampling underfoot everything we hold dear. And just as I predicted, all that has come to pass. The guard burned to the ground, the portal destroyed, our streets awash with monsters, half human, some presuming to lead us.
Okay. Time out. Hold on. All right. This is like textbook gaslighting. Like, you know that thing that I warned you about and I told you it was going to do if you didn't listen to me? Well, guess what? I'm doing the thing that I told you was going to happen, but it's not my fault. It's your fault.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's what. Okay,
Really, yeah.
did you predict something or are you monologuing? I don't think it counts as a prediction if you're just fulfilling your evil plot.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
just saying. Like, I told you that I would have to do this.
Right. I think
I said no more wire hangers.
Oh, shit. I think that just Luke being
I think
there.
we should discuss this a little further down.
Oh,
After
okay.
he really gets out all of
Okay,
his
yeah.
garbage.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all. Because it gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Viting continues on, and what I'm assuming is a very good Russell Crowe impression. Are you not entertained? Except he's like, do you believe me now? His cries are answered by silence. Until Luke tells him that his plan completely backfired. Instead of pushing Downworlders and Shadowhunters away from each other, he actually pushed them closer together by giving them the same douchebag enemy. It's you. So, V-Tank comes back with the classic, I know you are, but what am I?
Oh, fuck.
I'm not the one coercing Nephilim to fight in a battle that they are for sure going to lose. I only showed you like 1/16 of the demons I have in my gang. Luke's like, cool story, bro. They're more Downworlders than you have demons, so fight me. Literally, fight me.
Let's take this outside. Wait, but you're just a projection, bitch.
Right.
You're too scared.
I am picturing the most epic of psh coming out of V-Tank's mouth as he tells the crowd that Downworlders aren't going to fight for them. They'll run at the first sign of danger. Shadowhunters are chosen and have a divine mandate to protect humans. Downworlders don't, and humans hate them, so they won't risk their lives for them. There's a reason Silver and Sunlight fuck your shit up.
How are Shadowhunters chosen? They're created just like regular human beings, right? I mean, two Shadowhunters don't come together and have a baby and it just isn't a Shadowhunter. Right?
I think what they mean is like they're the chosen race.
Okay.
Like the angel came down and bestowed the race of Shadowhunters upon the
blood.
world.
Okay.
It's all bullshit,
Yeah,
is
right.
what it is.
So, Simon chimes in with the whole daylighter business to prove his theory foul. But V-Tank doesn't skip a beat, telling him that he has watched him choke on God's name and he's still an abomination, a monster. Clary takes a second to, of course, think about her brother lover. The word monster reminds her of what her daddy had said on the ship and of Jace. Filling herself up with, what was it, ginger rage?
Yeah.
She takes a stab at her father, telling him that the only monster is you. I saw what you did to Ethereal. I know everything.
I know what you did last summer.
V-Tank claps back with, I doubt it, and you'd better keep your mouth shut if you know what's good for your brother.
For your brother. Okay.
Before she can answer, she's cut off by Amatus, who's like, speaking of brothers, what about mine? You told me he wasn't my brother anymore. You stole my husband from me. You destroyed my family. You're my enemy. You're everyone's enemy. All you do is drive a wedge between Nephilim, setting family against family. You claim to hate the Clave, but you're the reason we are what we are. You took the trust we had in each other away, and you made me a right bitch to Luke, who is obviously the best character, so beat feet, bitch.
Yeah. Clearly, everyone loves him. But I have to chime in and say, although Valentine is a terrible person, it is not his fault that you listened to him.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, for sure.
Or that Steven did.
Yeah,
for that matter.
Yep.
Yeah. So Luke is touched by an angel and tries to reach out to her, but Amatus stops him and continues, and I quote, "There was a time we were all willing to listen to you, Valentine," she said, "and we all have that on our conscience, but no more. No more. That time is over. Is there anyone here who disagrees with me?"
Finally, this bitch speaks up, and it's amazing.
I know.
Go, girl.
I think that, I don't know if I put it in here or not, but it's basically, Clary was saying, like, Valentine was shocked because he doesn't like surprises and he didn't think that Amatus would ever, like,
Yeah.
he, like, had cast her aside as someone who was, like, easy to just, like,
Yeah, just weak.
Right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So had we.
Either
honestly.
Clary said that or Kristen said that. I don't know.
I don't remember.
One of those gingers.
Getting all my red-haired people mixed together. Anyway, Clary scans the room and sees a sea of stoned-faced Shadowhunters. V-Tank is also showing no emotion and resorts to bad parenting. This is the part where I was saying we should. Okay. He's telling the masses that if they aren't going to listen to his very obvious points of reason, then he'll just have to make them by force. He will re-release his demon squad up in this piece, and they will wholesale slaughter every motherfucker in here. Women, men, and children. And if everyone is unwilling to bend your knee, you're gonna die. And since he has the cup, he'll just create a new race of Shadowhunters who know how to listen. So if you want to save yourselves in your city, you will swear by the angel an oath of obedience to me and accept permanent loyalty runes that will bind you to me. Now what? Say something, bitch.
Let's kill him.
I'm out.
I gotta go.
Dude, I gotta feed my cats.
Yeah.
If I feed my cats, I mean stab you.
Right.
Yeah. It's too bad I can't do it in person right now.
So,
They're all scaredy cats.
I know.
Make Valentine into a Caesar salad.
So, the crowd's staring back in silence until Quizzy 2 times pipes in. He's the big dog on campus, if you will. He makes the rules for all these people, and no one, not even Viting, is going to take that away from him.
We'll see.
So Viting looks on in what Cassandra Clare describes as boredom. And then in what looks like a scene from Apocalypto, he reaches into his chest and rips his fucking heart to the side, killing him on the spot.
How is it even possible? How can Quizzy 2 times not touch him, but he can touch him?
Black magic.
Okay, fair.
It was like a scene from Roadhouse.
Yes!
He just like pulls out his whole throat. I can't remember. It's been so long since I watched it. He does something.
I think it is his throat or something. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, so his arm is covered in Aldertree's blood, like up to his elbow or whatever.
Fuck.
And he speaks loudly, looking directly at Luke. Which, it's like, if you don't want Luke leading stuff, then why are you charging Luke?
Yep.
That's weird. Look at the console. I don't know. Fuck
You're
you.
obviously leaving Luke in charge. Yeah, 100%.
So he's giving them 24 hours to surrender. And if not, it's going down.
It's going down. Meet me in the hall. It's going down.
That was good. Okay, so this whole exchange highlights the terrible trait of gaslighting.
Yes.
Fucking for real.
Like, to the T.
It's textbook.
Like, okay, after Amatus said that, I wouldn't know what to say. Like, yeah, I'm on board with you, but what do I say? Like, yeah. So I guess I would have been like, yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm with her. I don't know.
Just start clapping. Like golf clapping.
Slow clap. And then if no one else joins, you just kind of look around like, okay, I'm alone. Okay.
There was a fly in my hands when I was doing it.
You're like, got it. Took a couple times.
Like, oh, none of you have seen 80s movies? Okay. Cool.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, basically, like, you're making me cheat on you because you're such a terrible wife/husband.
Yep. Oh my gosh. I have to be honest though. I didn't like this Inquisitor, so I'm not super upset about it, obviously.
Yeah.
But man, we've gone through a couple Inquisitors quickly. I imagine normally they last longer than that.
Well, I think Imogen had lasted for the last, like, she got appointed right after the uprising.
Yeah.
So she lasted, you know.
Yeah.
She just went dark at the end.
Well, she saw her, like, chance at revenge
Yeah.
and kind of, like, just flipped her. Although, to be fair, I don't think she was a fair, if you will, Inquisitor. I think what she wanted was, which I guess it's her job to interpret the law, so she's able to interpret it however she wants to, right? It's
And
just
people
like, that seems like
elected
a lot
her.
of power for one person.
It does. I feel like there needs to be a little more checks and balance
I
situation.
agree. There needs to be at least 3.
Yes. They have to agree
Exactly.
on a council.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. That was just, obviously Viting's a butthole. I don't know what else to say.
We'll see.
That was horrible. Anyway, make sure that you've read chapter 14 in the Dark Forest for next week's episode.
For behind the scenes content and the latest updates, check us out on Instagram at Downworlder Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Bye.